Once again, good morning. Welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. We know that nothing happens by chance, everything is by divine appointment, and that we showed up in our intimate group this morning because we heard the call and we answered that call. And I love community. I love feeling the energies that come together, and we have one common goal, and that is to unfold spiritually. So where the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts, and the synergistic mind of God arises through the energy field, and we can feel that. Our theme for the month is from pressure to pleasure. It's August, and we're living in the desert. And yes, it's very hot, and if you're tuning in for this moment, I just trust that this message is for you, and that we acknowledge that wherever we are in the world, that we are in our divine right place, doing our divine right thing. And that as we come together to acknowledge that, yes, I'm growing spiritually, and I'm letting things unfold the way things are, and the way things just allow themselves to unfold. So and I love our topic today, today's topic is pleasure rituals, and what keeps us from pleasure. And in my own research, it's really interesting that we live in a culture that it's very difficult for us to really let go and allow the joy of the universe to flow through us, because we have these amazing schedules and we stress ourselves out. There are negative archetypes. There's the controller archetype that says you should be working. What are you doing? Relaxing. Or if you're resting and somebody calls you and says, oh, did I wake you? Even if they did, you go, no, they didn't. No, and you're fine. We have this really interesting stigma in our society that we should always be, producing and always out there, until we reach that moment of enlightenment where we find there is a divine balance in the universe. And that divine balance is letting go. Even in the Proverbs in the Bible, it says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. And that broken spirit creates all kinds of dis-ease within this body temple. If we're going to be in the world, but not of it, but to be in the world, to have our experience, to allow life to unfold. And we live in very interesting times. I was going to take a hiatus in August for Wednesday Night Live on my presentations, and there was so much that happened last weekend with all the shootings and the uproar that I did Wednesday Night Live to address energetically that there is a mass consciousness, and we need to start making a shift within our consciousness and sending out the light instead of constantly complaining about what it is that we don't like about this, that, and the other. As we send the light out, the light penetrates the darkness. It not only penetrates the darkness, it absorbs it. It not only absorbs it, it illuminates it. So the light is permeating in waves and waves of healing energy. And we take responsibility, each and every one of us that consider ourselves spiritually enlightened. Now, it's really interesting that when we look at these archetypes, the control archetype, there's the workaholic, and then there's certain people that feel that it's a sin to feel and express pleasure. But we know that joy is the most infallible sign of the presence of God. If we're not experiencing joy, then we're an ego. And when we're an ego, that leads to a downward spiral. And that downward spiral leads to depression and all kinds of things that go on within us and within the society that we live in. So it's up to us to take a stand and to acknowledge, if I'm going to move from pressure to pleasure, then I'm going to be in balance. So a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. That is the joy of laughter. We've had many times the laughing yogi come and speak, and it's amazing when he just starts, laughing. Everybody joins in. They start laughing. Laughter is healing. It really entices the endorphins within us and lifts them, so that we're operating at a higher vibratory frequency. And when we operate at a higher vibratory frequency, there is health, there is aliveness, there's energy, there's connection. And when we're in that space, is such a powerful place to be. So when we're feeling pressured and stressed and all that stuff that, we carry around, the burden that we carry around, we need to just let that go and accept what is. Whenever I start to feel kind of like that energy, I got to get it all done, I leave it be. I go to the mineral hot springs where I live, and I go for a swim, and then I come back to it, and I'm much more productive. But it's that stressful energy that serves as the block that creates dis-ease. The broken spirit drieth the bones. And energetically, we want to open to the gifts of the universe and all that the universe has for us. I remember a few years back, I went to Taos and I stayed there for a month. And I went to this wonderful health spa. It was called Agua something. And I was there and I was doing mud baths and massages, and the energy was so fantastic. And I was going horseback riding and doing all these very fun and wonderful things. And I had this great relationship with my little guy that picked me up to take me to Taos, and he was going to pick me up in 4 weeks, on the appointed day that I was checking out. So I was just doing all these wonderful things, really. And part of this pleasure principle is self-care. I cannot give you what I do not have. If I'm not taking care of myself, then I cannot give that out to all those that come within my energy field. And being in the healing arts myself, if I don't take care of myself, then I'm no good to anyone else. So I just, went on this major cleanse, and it was just fabulous. And at the end of the 4 weeks, my tour guide came, he picked me up, he was right there, Johnny, on the spot. He was really like a son to me. And I was going to go into a hotel. He goes, no, I have an extra room, why don't you just stay at my place? And I said, well, are you sure? Absolutely. So I accepted. I said, how wonderful of you. So I stayed at his place, and then I was going out, and I was feeling this wonderful energy, and I met some great people, and met an acupuncturist, and I had that done as well. I was totally taking care of myself. So we decided that we were going to go up to the Rio Grande on the full moon, which was the next night. And we were in this great little funky health food store, and we were talking about it, and I noticed this guy kind of looking around in the store, and I felt like he was sort of invading my space, and so I kind of got away from him. And thought, we're doing our thing here, and I bless you with doing yours. And we get together, it's like 4 of us girls, and there's a natural hot spring way up and around and a curve, and it's like a little track to walk in, and then it's just natural hot spring, and we can all go in our birthday suits on the full moon. How great is that? So we get up there, and there's the hot spring, and we're in, bathing, and just full moon and the rays. It's fabulous. And all of a sudden I hear voices, and they're male voices, and we say, who is it? And he shares his name. Well, it was the same guy that was in the health food store that overheard us talking and thought, oh, we'll do that too, and we'll crash their party. Well, we're in our birthday suits, and even though it's dark, I am so angry that my space was invaded. Someone was eavesdropping. I just said, I cannot believe the lack of integrity that you would listen to our conversation, and you would show up here. We've got the pool, guys. So this is how it is. Really get that. Oh, I was so spiritual about it. And so there's another little pool over on the other side, So they decided to go in that one. And I'm still reading. I just can't believe that, we would be eavesdropped on. And so it's time to get out. We get dressed. Our little leader, she goes, oh my God, she's got like this torch. The battery, it's not working. Oh, it's a windy way, 1 mile to get back up to where we parked. Well, the gentleman, theirs worked. And they said, ours works. You can just, we'll just light the way and you can follow us. Now I'm feeling a little embarrassed that I was so reactive about this, and an invasion of my space, and I was not very nice. And so we agreed to follow them. And so when we got up there, I said, I want to apologize for my reaction, but I was stunned that you invited yourself and eavesdropped. That was not okay with me, but I want you to know we had a divine appointment, because had you not been here, we would still be trying to grope our way through the dark, trying to get up to the top and find our way through. So energetically, when we have these reactions, and we're going to get all this pleasure, and we feel invaded upon, and this is life. This is just, life happens. And it's up to us to draw that larger circle if we're going to keep our peace, and if we're going to keep our joy, and open our hearts, and realize that we can always draw the larger circle, that no matter what happens in life, that we can draw the larger circle. We'll just include that. And yes, I took exception to what happened, but I could still see in my behavior that I overreacted somewhat. And, it's so fascinating that when these things occur, and that we get to go within, and this is why I love our way of life, is how could I have done that differently? If I'm not in joy, and I'm not in that energy of like the laughing yogi, that allows that energy to bubble up and out, and that everyone and anyone that comes within our energy field is healed and uplifted in our presence. Because that is contagious. Joy is contagious. They say, all these communicable diseases are contagious. Joy is contagious. We hear the sins of the first and second generation are visited upon the third and fourth. But I say the joy of the first and second generations are visited upon the third and fourth. That is the healing energy that's going to heal our planet. And tipping the scales in favor of spirituality, and acknowledging that I want to be so clear on what thoughts I'm sending out into the universe. And if I send hate thoughts out to the universe, and I don't like this and I don't like that, we are adding to the collective unconsciousness that shows up in shootings and violence. We heal ourselves. We go within to that secret place of the Most High. And anything that bubbles up, it bubbles up to be healed, to be addressed, to be released and returned to its native nothingness from whence it came. Because the truth, it's only the life and the energy that we give unto it. And the more life and energy we give unto it, the more it expands. And that's why in our from pressure to pleasure and our own rituals, I get up every morning, I light my candles, I light my incense. Little Minnie, my little pup, we bless the whole house, we bless our community, I always bless everyone in interfaith that crosses our threshold, knowing they are healed and uplifted in our presence. I bless the planet. I do this every morning. I look out onto the mountains. I have this amazing mountain view. And I just give thanks and gratitude for this new day, and that it's a new opportunity to live and love and express and to be all that we can be. It is my morning ritual. And at night, I just say a little quick prayer of, I sleep in peace, I wake in joy, and I live in the ever-present moment of now. And when we get it, that now, this now moment is all we have. And to be mindful of this now moment, what we're putting into the universal collective consciousness to lift the planet, to heal the planet, to reveal to us new ways of doing things, and the opportunities that are there for us. So it's as simple, these pleasure rituals are as simple as giving grace to the beauty of nature, of giving gratitude for our life, that we took our first conscious breath, and the universe, God, whatever we choose to call it, was there for us. That we didn't get out of bed thinking, oh, it's gravity. Gravity, is it going to support me? Is it going to support me? Is gravity there for me? Oh my God, I don't know. No, we get up, we're very clear, gravity's there to support us. We get out of bed. We breathe in this energy. We allow the strangers in the night to maybe lead the way with their light. This is what I loved about it. They had the light. Eyes had gone out, probably through my overreaction. But they had the light, and we followed them. because they have the light. And the more light we can give to the planet, the more energy that we can give to each other, the higher the vibratory frequency, and we begin operating on an octave of unconditional love, which is the highest as far as the emotional quotient. The highest vibratory frequency is love. And when David Hawkins wrote that book, Power versus Force, the lowest emotional quotient that we can operate on that frequency is shame. That's the lowest. The highest is love. When we operate from unconditional love, our whole world opens up. And it opens up in such an amazing way that the old archetypes of control, not good enough, not worthy to have pleasure, judging others that have pleasure, that all disappears in the natural process of life itself. The archetype of the inner child, the wonder child, that experiences life on a new level every single day. This is where I want to live. This is where I want to be. And I was asked before the service if I ever thought about retirement. I said, no, never. It's never occurred to me. I will never retire. My ministry may change form, and as I get more into my writing, but at this juncture, it's not anything I've ever thought about. Because when you love what you do and you do what you love, and the universe supports you in that, you keep evolving and growing. And I want you to know, in our Wednesday Night Live, we had over almost 1,000 people viewing my Wednesday Night Live, saying how helped they were, and that this one woman wrote in and said, I had so much hate in my heart for everything that's going on, in our administration, and this and that and the other, and I feel healed. I'm going to really work on sending out, healing myself and sending out love so that I can lift the energy of the planet. And when we know, we're intimate here, but people are receiving our message. They are being healed by our message. They are being uplifted by this universal message of love. And that I'm up here so you can see me. Yes, I've achieved a certain level of mastery, but I'm still in the world. I still have my human reactions. And when I do, the difference is I catch myself immediately and shift it. And when I shift it, I'm up leveled. I can feel the energy. I can feel whatever negative energy leave my body. And I can feel the light, that light of love, enter in such a way that I know, and not even the gates of hell shall prevail against me, because I know that I know that I know. And that makes all the difference. Let's just move today and look at our own pleasure rituals and what it is that we love to do in life. And give to ourselves, because self-care, remember the archetype of the inner child is about giving to ourselves, that inner caregiver, the archetype of the caregiver, giving to ourselves so that we have something to give to each other and ultimately the planet. And I believe that is why we are here. And to acknowledge our journey, that we are all going somewhere. And do you know where it is? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. And so it is Namaste, the God in me salutes the God in you, and the God in you salutes the God in me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste, Shalom, the peace that passes all understanding, and God bless us, everyone. And so it is. Thank you.